You've been doing everything right. You picked a path, you tried to specialize, you told yourself, if I just go deep enough, I'll be valuable. But now something feels off. You look around in 2026 and suddenly, the people winning don't look like the experts you were told to become. They're jumping between skills, they're connecting ideas, they're not the deepest in one thing, but somehow they're the most in demand. And a quiet thought starts creeping in. Did I build myself the wrong way? If this kind of psychology-based content helps you understand yourself better, subscribe now, because this channel is for people who don't just want career advice, or they want to understand what's actually happening inside their mind. Because what you're feeling right now isn't random. It's not failure. It's friction between an old identity and a changing world. And that friction is trying to tell you something important. Most people think this shift in the job market is about skills. It's not. It's about perception. For years, you were taught to see value as depth. Go deep, become irreplaceable in one thing, be the specialist, the expert, the one person who knows this domain better than anyone else, and for a long time that worked. But now the environment has changed faster than that identity can keep up. And instead of questioning the model, you start questioning yourself. You think, maybe I'm not disciplined enough. Maybe I get distracted too easily. Maybe I lack focus. But what if that's not the real problem? What if your brain wasn't designed to go narrow? What if it was designed to connect? What if the very thing you've been trying to suppress is actually your advantage? Because here's the reframe most people miss. Generalists aren't replacing specialists because they know more. They're replacing them because they see more. One way to understand this is to look at how the brain processes value. Your mind doesn't just store information, it builds patterns. It looks for relationships between ideas, contexts, systems. It's constantly asking, how does this connect to that? And in a world where information is exploding, connection becomes more valuable than memorization. Specialists go deeper into a single pattern. Generalists move across patterns. And in today's high-tech landscape, where AI can replicate depth faster than any human, the ability to connect across domains becomes a different kind of intelligence. Psychology suggests that your brain has two dominant modes of thinking. One is focused, narrow, analytical. This is what specialization trains. The other is diffuse, associative, pattern linking. This is what generalization activates. For years, education systems rewarded the first, but modern problem-solving and innovation, adaptability, they increasingly rely on the second. That's why you might feel restless when forced into a single lane, why you lose energy when doing the same type of work repeatedly, why your attention naturally drifts into other fields, ideas, skills. Your mind may not be broken. It may be trying to operate in a broader bandwidth than the system you were trained in. And when that bandwidth gets restricted, it creates tension, overthinking, procrastination, a subtle sense of being misaligned without knowing why. Because deep down, your brain is asking for range, but your identity is demanding precision. And that conflict drains you. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. The rise of AI didn't just automate tasks, it shifted the value of human thinking. AI is incredibly good at depth. Give it a narrow domain, and it can outperform most specialists. But it still struggles with context, with nuance, with combining unrelated ideas into something new. That's where generalists step in. Not as jack of all trades in the old sense, but as pattern integrators. People who can take technology, psychology, business, storytelling, systems thinking, and weave them into something useful, something adaptive, something human. And when you start to see it this way, your past confusion starts to make more sense. That random curiosity you had about different fields, that urge to learn things that didn't fit your main path, that feeling of not wanting to be boxed into one identity, those weren't distractions, they were signals. Signals that your mind wasn't meant to operate in a straight line, but in networks. So the real shift isn't just in the job market, it's in identity. You were trying to become a single tool. But the world is now rewarding people who can build toolkits. And that requires a different way of seeing yourself, not as someone who lacks focus, but as someone who has dynamic focus. Not as someone who is inconsistent, but as someone who adapts to context. Not as someone who can't stick to one thing, but as someone who is wired to connect multiple things. That's not weakness. That's a different architecture. And once you accept that, you stop fighting your nature and you start designing around it. Because being a generalist isn't about doing everything randomly. It's about connecting things intentionally. And that's where most people get it wrong. They think generalists just drift. But the high-value generalists, they build bridges. So how do you actually operate like that in real life? Because understanding this is one thing. Using it is another. First, you need to stop chasing depth without direction. Depth still matters, but now it needs to serve connection. Instead of asking, how can I become the best at this one skill? Start asking, how does this skill combine with others to create something unique? That shift changes everything. Now, you're not just learning, you're designing combinations. Second, build what you can show, and not just what you know. Generalists often consume a lot of information across domains, but value in the market comes from visible integration. That means projects, outputs, things where your mix of skills becomes tangible. It could be content, tools, systems, workflows. But the key is this: your uniqueness isn't in any single skill. It's in how you combine them. And people need to see that combination in action. Third, follow energy, not just logic. This is where psychology becomes practical. Your attention is a signal. When you feel naturally drawn to something, there's often a reason. Not every interest is useful, but patterns in your interests are. If you zoom out, you'll start to notice themes, certain types of problems you enjoy, certain ways of thinking that energize you. Those patterns are clues to your natural integration style. And when you build around that, work stops feeling forced. Fourth, create a central narrative for yourself. This is where many generalists struggle. They have skills, but no story. And without a story, the world doesn't know how to categorize you, so you need to define your own narrative, not based on job titles, but based on the problems you solve. For example, instead of saying, I do marketing, design, and tech, you might say, I build systems that help ideas spread and scale. Same skills, different framing, and suddenly your generalism feels coherent. Fifth, accept that your path will look non-linear. This might be the hardest part emotionally, because society still rewards clear, predictable trajectories. But generalists grow in layers. You'll pivot, you'll evolve, you'll outgrow identities faster than others, and that can feel unstable if you expect stability. But if you understand the pattern, you realize the chaos is actually progression, just not in a straight line. And once you stop expecting a straight line, you stop judging yourself for not following one. That's where the real relief begins, because now you're not trying to force yourself into a role that drains you. You're building a structure that fits how your mind already works. And something interesting happens at that point. You become faster, not because you're rushing, but because you're aligned. You learn quicker because you connect ideas faster. You adapt quicker because you're not locked into one identity. You create value quicker because you're combining things others keep separate. And suddenly, what used to feel like confusion starts to feel like clarity. Not the kind of clarity that comes from having one fixed path, but the kind that comes from understanding your pattern and trusting it. So if you've been feeling behind, if you've been questioning your ability to stick to something, if you've been quietly worried that you're not built for success in this new world, you might be looking at it the wrong way. You're not behind. You were just early to a different model, a model where flexibility beats rigidity, where connection beats isolation, where identity isn't fixed, it's designed, and you're allowed to redesign it at any time. So instead of asking, what should I specialize in forever? Ask something better. What combinations can only I create? That question doesn't trap you, it expands you. And in a world that's changing this fast, expansion isn't optional, it's survival. But more importantly, it's freedom. And once you feel that, you don't go back. If this shifted how you see yourself, there's another video on this channel that goes deeper into how your identity shapes your behavior without you realizing it. Watch that next, because the more you understand your internal patterns, the less you'll feel lost in external changes, and the more you'll start moving with direction instead of doubt.